Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel today, and we are doing yet another creative sim video, but today is a little bit different because I am making 3 different sims for my upcoming O'Connor Diaries Let's Play that I'm creating. Hopefully I'll be posting the first episode within the new year because it's taken me a long time to kind of figure out the position of the story, where I wanted to start, where I wanted to end, especially with the background of each and every sim in Aspen's life and onward, because she just rekindled her relationship with her father after like 15 years of not talking. And then, you know, she had twins, her son moved out into Copperdale to be a high schooler, kind of studying abroad. He has his own house that he kind of rents out by his mother. You know, so much is going on in Aspen's life that I feel like I need to make more sims for her to interact with and make friends, because in one of the episodes we will be having a college kind of high school mixer reunion type of thing, because all of her college friends were also her high school friends that she has not seen in a while. And so I'm making these 3 different sims, 1 adult, 1 child, and 1 teenager. But technically Aspen's high school college friends, I've only made 2 of them. So you'll probably see the other 3 in like the future of videos down the line. But as of right now, I'm currently making Nicholas Bermond, who is actually one of the most longest, like long-term friends as Aspen has ever known in her entire life, that she holds dearly to her heart. And he is actually an adult who's 38 years old. He's creative, genius, good, and has the nerd brain aspiration. But the sad thing about Mr. Nicholas here is that he is a laid-off lawyer from San Myshuno, specifically in Uptown, from a company-wide, you know, reducing spending surge. And in his department, he was like this analytical IT program guy, and he loves numbers, he loves everything. And when his department got shut down, he was like feeling very bad, but he knew that he had Lacie by his side, his one daughter, his only child that he loves so much dearly, and he still loves, and he knew that he would do anything for her. And so when he got laid off, he realized that he actually had to move from Uptown because everything was so expensive living there. I mean, his apartment was really nice. He did not live in a penthouse, but his apartment was really nice. He was really good friends with a few people in that area. But with the finances of Lacie's private school fees, you know, him living in a high-rise apartment, his spending, his overall just everything he was doing, and just his lifestyle kind of hurt him in the long run, that he had to basically sell his apartment, sell his furniture, to move all the way back to Mt.Komorebi that they're going to be living in. And Mr. Nicholas had some little friends, his family friends, I guess you would call them, some friends that he knew from a court case that he actually settled for a while, and they're called the Bowman family. And Harrison Bowman and Jasmine Bowen were, you know, friends, allowed him to move right in. They kind of put his name in the deed because they knew eventually they would move in together because they had a house on the side, and it's like a 2 house on 1 lot type of scenario. And they would come by every once in a while, you know, come and visit on vacation, just kind of hanging out. And when the Bowman, you know, couple passed away from like old age, he knew that he would want to have this lot in his family, but also have a way where that lot is not lost by the society, the teenagers, the people who will come in and tear down what was cherished for so long in the past, like 85 years. And when he moved back to Mt.Komorebi, he had this little side property, was just kind of empty at the time, and he allowed this one teenager who was studying abroad in Mt.Komorebi from Brychester. Her name is Aaliyah Epstien, and she is 16 years old, overachiever, dog lover, and wants to become an actress. And Nicholas knew that Alana was like, you know, smart, headstrong, had good responsibility, knew what she was doing and know where she was going, that he allowed her to stay in that property, not rent-free, but at a very low rent cost, and kind of sponsored her in a way of like mentoring and giving her guidance, making sure she's going on the right track with things, and, you know, soon enough, adulthood and college. And she's actually Alana's good friends with Winston, Jordan O'Connor, which is really nice. And they're kind of on the swim team together, which is really cool. And Winston loves music, and Alana loves, acting and drama, so they're kind of in that kind of realm together. But when Nicholas actually got laid off, he wanted to kind of come here, and he's kind of struggling paycheck to paycheck right now. And he's trying to find his next big break. And so he's a part-time landlord, but a full-time father, but he sometimes does odd jobs here and there, from, baking cakes or fixing problems or doing temp work for, lawyer cases. He's kind of like that one-time, lawyer that would, I'll be a lawyer for the day and I'll help you fix anything you might need. So he's kind of like doing that every once in a while. He has really good traits. He has really good skills, a good head on his shoulders, and he actually has 2 degrees. He has a history degree and one in language and literature. And a lot of his aspirations kind of came from his parents that he, of course, grew up with, because those are his parents, of course. But they are like one of the people that inspired him to pursue literally everything the world offered to him. And he always felt like he could always do more, but didn't want to like overstress himself. And the fear of burnout was like approaching on him mostly during high school. And he was going to drop out, but his mom was like, no, don't do that. Don't drop out. You'll be fine. You have literally 2 more months left and then you'll graduate. So he stuck with it. He really went forth and prioritize what he needed to do in order to get out of high school, and that motivation pushed him to pursue 2 degrees, become a lawyer. And his parents are still alive. They come by every once in a while. They actually live in Brichester, which is very interesting why they live there, but they actually both lived there. His parents, his mom and his dad, lived there because they're both professors. They're still working at their very, not old age, they're like in their 70s, but they're professors. They do what they do, and they actually both teach history. So that is kind of where he got the history degree from his parents, and they were also his teachers and professors, and it was very awkward. And he felt like his peers felt like he was getting special treatment because his parents were the teachers, but in reality, that was not the case. They would always scold him. They would always push him to be his best, the best, to show that he is not being handed a silver platter and saying, oh, because I'm your professor, you'll get all A's. No, he had to work with what he had to do, and he did that. And so when he went to Brichester, he met, Aspen, and that's how they became friends. It's been so long since they have actually even talked. And so whenever I do the college reunion, it's going to be like meeting old friends again that you haven't met, but you're kind of playing catch up. And that's what I want to experience for, these Sims, and how I would really want to make their storylines kind of fit together, where they're just not there for being random, but they're there to like experience life, to be who they want to be and have fun and go and travel different worlds, like go to Selvadorada or go to, Willow Creek or go to the Silver Glades or Strangerville. I don't know. But I think with Nicholas, he has a lot to offer. And I think when he was able to kind of think about how is he going to live paycheck to paycheck, have a daughter, but also still make ends meet, to, if he can do this, if he can sustain himself of being a landlord and being a full-time father and really kind of navigating life in his almost 40s, because he's going to be 40 years old in a couple of years. So I think that with what I'm trying to say is that Nicholas is good. But I think also he's not good at the same time, because when Lacie was around like 5 years old or so, her mother actually passed away. Macy Herman was her maiden name, and Macy Herman was one of the most extraordinary, adventurous, creative Sims I've ever met in my entire life. And I remember when Nicholas and Macy actually first met, they were actually going on a date for the first time in Copperdale. They went to the festival. They actually never met in high school. They didn't even know each other. Macy came from, she came from Strangerville, moved and traveled to Selvadorada for a couple of years, and then moved back from Selvadorada all the way over to Brichester, where, Nicholas and Lacie met, because that's where Nicholas was born. He was born in Brychester, which I think was really cool. And so when they met, they kind of started dating because they kind of clicked. The attraction was really great. Their moments together were really great. They captured a lot of photos, a lot of videos that got lost, sadly, in a random house fire, but also got lost in travel from over the years of Lacie traveling to Silverado and back. And she grew up pretty much adventurous. She was adopted, and she mostly lived in foster homes her entire life. And when Lacie got adopted finally, when she was around like 16, 17 years old, which is, I feel like when people think when you're like in your teenagers years, you're like unadoptable or you're just forgotten goods, you're basically just wasted and you're not gonna be in a family anymore. But that wasn't the case for Lacie. She was like this one sim that was like, I'm gonna be the best of the best, and she wanted to become a world-class explorer, traveler, and she went ahead and actually went to Silverado several times over the past 10 years before she and Nicholas got married. And so when she did her kind of her last travel per se, they settled down, got married kind of midway through, and there was like 10-year time span, and they had a kid named Lacie, who's now 9 years old, who is so sweet, so kind, and she has a best friend named Edgar Tinker, and I cannot wait for you all to meet Edgar Tinker and Lacie's relationship with him. It's gonna be so cute and so much fun. But Lacie never got to really she did, Lacie got potty trained by her mom, got taught how to walk, a nice little nursery rhyme by her mom, which is really nice. I actually have an old home video of Lacie and Macie's interaction when Lacie was actually a toddler. And Lacie was singing nursery rhymes, and it was really cute. So I definitely want to capture a lot of videos for you all to kind of showcase that in a machinima. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to piece some stuff together and make it so. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a backstory about Lacie, Lacie, and Nicholas and how they became to be and what they're doing. But for Alana, who we're seeing right now, Aaliyah Epstien, again, she's 16 years old, is studying abroad in Mt.Komorebi on the next side lot where Nicholas and Lacie live right now. She's currently renting out this property for the next 60 days or so. And since she's here, she's trying to navigate and understand the ways of music, culture, and language. And so she's not really from here. She lived in Brychester, but she wasn't born in Brychester. She was actually born in Tartosa, which is also very cool. And having her being born in Tartosa, moving to Brychester when she was around 9 or 10 years old, and then discovering that she could actually study abroad very early on in her career of her schooling to Mt.Komorebi, she jumped at that opportunity and literally dashed and went. Her parents still live in Tartosa, her parents live in Tartosa, but she moved in with her aunt when she was around 10 or 11 because her parents couldn't come from Tartosa to Brychester because of visas and legal things. Nothing really bad, but it's they just couldn't really move with her, which is, I guess, okay, but also not okay. So when she got the opportunity to move to Mt.Komorebi for the next couple of years of her high school year, she wanted to see how she can navigate of being an adult, but not being an adult. So she's an overachiever. She's a dog lover, wants to become an actress. And when she got a chance to actually join one of the international swimming teams, and what I mean by international is literally international, all these sim teenagers around the world all come together to kind of practice together, usually once or twice a year, and they come together every once in a while to go do a swim meet and do practice. But when they have that big tournament of swimming, they really go hand on hand with it. And so how she became friends with Winston, or I guess acquaintances, is through online, but also through the swim team, but really became friends with him through the navigation of the internet, of the love of drama, music, dance, and just overall wanting to be the most creative people in the world. And I could really see Alana and Winston becoming like the dynamic duo of making this really cool production of who knows what, because Winston wants to become a music producer and Alana wants to become an actress. So things could work out well for them. I don't really see them ever living in Delta Valley ever, but never say never. Anything is possible when it comes to making those good connections, but also knowing who knows you. It's all about like who you know, but it's not about who you know, but it's about who knows you. Because sometimes the connections that you make can lead to good things. And I want Alana to have the best life, and I want Winston to have the best life. And even Lacie and Nicholas, I do see them all becoming the best of friends without being like, you know, tenant and landlord relationship, but I can see them really having the best of the best. But with that being said, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually end this video right here in this voiceover, because I've been talking for a good solid 15 minutes. And yeah, so let me know down in the comments below, as always, of what do you thought of the storyline for Lacie, Macy, Nicholas, and Alana, and what they're going to be doing. I will definitely probably make a little current household video of maybe with, you know, Nicholas and Lacie and Alana and their relationship, possibly, but more likely with Aspen and Winston, because I have to set the scene and I want to show you what's been going on and just kind of just build up that connection for you all to kind of connect with the characters a little bit more, because I love them. I've been playing with them for like 2.5 years and I cannot wait to share more. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!